How do you know the sound is working?
That's a great question. Let me see if there's like a little, it's nice and tight. Okay. And then we pray. I want to tell you that you had me at Pop Mom.
Oh, really?
You host the ladies' night at Westside Comedy.
The open mic, yeah.
Yes, and I don't know, moms were kind of riffing on I'm this mom, I'm that mom, and you're like, I'm Pop Mom.
Uh-huh.
Was that just in the moment?
That was in the moment.
That was. So
yeah, I was like, I feel like I only said that one time, which is really funny.
Well, some people say something, and if I haven't seen all the material, they've got like, oh yeah, that's my thing, So where did that come from? Like you smoke pot and you happen to be a mom, or are you making a joke?
What are my kids ever going to see this video? Then it was a joke.
They could.
Right.
Yeah. So this is public on the internet. I don't know if they'll want to because I think it would be incredibly boring.
Yeah, totally.
To them,
boring.
like I have a lot of videos. They're really long. I kind of see this as a podcast I film.
Here's the real question.
Yeah.
Because I was actually thinking about this the other day.
Yeah.
I'm getting to this point where my kids are 11 and 7, and my daughter has said to me, "You don't get to talk about me on stage anymore."
Ooh.
Right?
Ooh.
Which also falls into the, what do I want them to know in general? Because saying something like, I do drugs, right? Like, what if I never, that's not something, that's
I
what
love
I mean.
that we're talking
it's
about
interesting,
this.
So I'm not saying I do drugs.
I have to say, did you throw down the gauntlet and be like, that's my profession, I get to talk about whatever I want? Or are you like, should we get into therapy and see what's appropriate? Like, what does a professional think?
I'm really, really having a hard time. Like, this is a big, hot topic for me right now. Like, I haven't even voiced it yet.
I am so glad you're here because that is why it's Bad Mom Jokes.
Oh, okay, good.
Because
is it bad?
How do I break these taboos?
Listen, here's the problem.
Yeah.
My newest joke that I just wrote that is working, right? Because then I feel like, if it's never going to work, I'll throw it away. It doesn't matter. But this new joke that I'm doing is about her getting her period, which isn't something that she's going to want her friends.
Right.
When she goes to middle school.
When you're on Jimmy Kimmel and you're killing it with her period joke, she's going to die.
Go, fuck you, that's my body. And I wasn't ready for you to out me like that. And I almost wonder
this is so hard.
If I need to outgrow some of my parenthood jokes, and I need to, and that's the problem is I'm all parenthood jokes. I'm 100%.
Same, because there's so much. Like
when you say what kind of a joker, I am. I'm a dirty mom comic.
Oh my God.
That's what I am.
Welcome to the channel that is going to love this conversation. So this is awesome.
I also can't lose my daughter over my career choices that I could control, that I could not do, right? Like, I should be doing something else then. I don't know.
Okay, I have a question. Does she admire the fact that you're a talented comedian and a woman and doing this? So,
loves it.
So she does get that, hey, what a strong role model.
At her expense.
And okay, so question, does your husband care if you make fun of him?
No, he would have no problem.
because he's got a great sense of humor, right?
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. My husband's like, take me to town.
There's nothing funny about my husband, so I don't have husband jokes.
Is it because he's boring or because he's such a good guy?
Such a good guy.
Yeah.
Such a good guy.
Yeah, no, my husband gives me so much, but he doesn't care.
I think I actually need to write a joke about like how perfect he is. Like that's the only
You could just like self-deprecate like how you don't deserve him.
I don't deserve him.
All of that stuff.
That would be
that you're the monster of the relationship, you know?
I am.
Yeah.
And so I almost think
Here's to being the monster of the relationship.
Why are they with us?
I wanted to kick my husband. I don't know if my neighbors heard because I'm like opening the windows in the middle of the night because he smells. Yeah, I live in a condo building, you guys. They heard, okay? And I'm threatening to throw him out to the couch just because he's smelly. Like, it's not because, like, he's alcoholic or beating me or anything.
Did he eat garlic? What was the problem?
We can't figure it out. But I think
that's from something.
But I did.
You should have that looked at.
It wasn't a garlic smell. I know, right? I was you've been kind of sweet smelling, and then, like, maybe it's something, like, he needs to go get his physical. He confessed.
You might need to take a deeper dive into some sort of
And then
odor.
he confessed. I was like, did you brush your teeth tonight? No. And I was furious because we had a housekeeper. And we only have a housekeeper once every 2 weeks, and I want the house clean for a few hours. Please wash your body before you get in the beds. He didn't take a shower. He didn't do anything all night but sit on the computer. I was livid.
I would divorce that man.
I get that it's like, these are pretty privileged problems. Like, I have a smelly husband.
Those are serious, and those are deal breakers. I take my 22 years of marriage and throw that guy out.
Okay,
so sorry.
all right.
There's no way.
That is validating to me, okay? Because I was starting to think the neighbors are going to judge me for being this, like, high-strung, neurotic, clean freak.
No, they're backing you up. They're like,
stop. We can smell you over here.
Kick that man to the curb.
Right? So he did huff and puff and go brush his teeth for me. So
okay, good.
Yeah.
That's
a grown
nice.
man that doesn't brush his teeth. Like, what?
Listen,
no cavities.
You don't understand. You're talking to someone who flosses every single night.
Got it.
No matter if it's 3 a.m. and I'm drunk or not, I will always floss.
I love it.
So yeah, no. That I think he should have a physical.
Yeah. But going back to your daughter, this is great because my kids are 6 and 3. They're going on 7 and 4.
Right.
And you're just a little bit ahead of me.
Right. I'm 7 and 10.
Right. So
we just turned actually 11. We're about to turn 8. So we're about to be 8 and 11.
You're starting to have the hard conversations, like about marijuana or about
We had
sex.
our first. So we've done sex.
Okay.
I had that with my daughter when she was 8.
Okay.
So we haven't done it yet with my son.
Okay.
I'm waiting till they bring it up.
This is a little ahead of schedule, but I wanted to show you this ad. It's a AAA discount rewards ad. Like, what did you take away from that?
The moment when Wendy realizes that girls' night out has now taken on a whole new meaning. Saturday, 7:44 p.m. Now you can go out with your daughter instead of just your girlfriends.
Doesn't it seem like they're kind of sharing, like the mom's like, hey, look at him. Like, am I reading into this?
I do not see it that way at all because...
Okay, because you've got an older daughter?
Because I have an older daughter, and we are just now getting to go to all these movies together, and it's really fun.
This makes sense to you?
This is 100%
Because I'm like, is that, like, it feels like, oh, I still need that time with my adult friends. I can't replace it with my...
No, it is so much fun for me and my daughter.
Okay, got it.
Oh, and
you're besties.
Yeah, because she's so much fun. She's as fun
and you're
as
gonna
a friend.
fuck it up with the period joke.
And I'm gonna fuck. That's right. The girl who's like the love of my life.
Oh my gosh, I have an answer for you.
What?
That material will be perfect, but you just have to wait until she's over it. You know what I mean?
That's a good 15 years. And then why am I going to be talking about my 10-year-old?
I don't know. I feel
25?
Like once they're in high school or college, they're going to have their own lives. They're just going to be like, crazy mom, right? Like,
I think that's optimistic of you.
I don't, because I have a friend, but it's a son, and he's in high school, and she's like, I asked her, do you care that we're talking about pot or whatever? And she's like, no, because he doesn't care about this. Like, it doesn't matter to him. Like, he's over it.
How old is he?
And in teen years, like he's a junior.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe in the teen years. Right
She'll
now,
just be like crazy mom and her crazy jokes.
She literally threatened me 2 days ago.
She's 11, so she's one of the first ones to get her thing. I'm sorry we're talking about it. Yeah. And that is a really vulnerable time. I remember.
She was too young to get it.
Yeah.
I really feel like I got my period when I was 16. How old were you?
12.
You were like right. You were like right in the pocket.
Right. It was kind of like some people had, but not everybody.
You're right in the perfect zone. Yeah. I was so late that I was embarrassed. Right. So I feel for her because 10 being the first one to get your period is too young.
So she was 10.
Yeah, 10.
Oh, yeah, that's hard. Are girls getting their periods sooner? Are they just maturing faster? Like, are her friends getting it?
No. She has, I think there's another girl who got it also. Yeah. But I think normally she's in fifth grade.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
They're besties.
They should be.
Yeah.
She got her, by the way, my daughter got her period on the same day that like I had gotten like I was like, we're already in sync.
She's like, this is your fault, Mom.
Yeah.
You and your heavy periods.
For real. But I don't know. I think that getting your period that young when you're not that 12 is mature, but 10 is so immature and your body is so...
You don't want to be the first.
You don't want to be the first.
Yeah.
She was so freaked out to go to school. She was like, am I just going to bleed all over my chair? Are people going to see it?
But it's really light when it first happens, right? Mine was like not existent hardly until like a year or so later. It was, which is the psychology.
It was a bloody... underwear. It wasn't.
See, that didn't come till later. Like I had spotting, I guess you could call it.
Right.
Yeah.
Hers was.
Full.
Yes.
Oh, hi. Sorry. Yes. Okay. So the insulin. Oh, my daughter has type 1 diabetes, so I'm just really quick gonna go and I'll be back.
Yeah. Do we
Yeah,
pause?
to be continued. Yeah, I'll just pause it. We're back.
We're back.
And it'll be instant. Just like that.
If only time could be the same.
Right? If only I could edit my life. So we're talking about your daughter, and we probably shouldn't, because she's like, Mom, don't talk about me.
I know. Here I am doing it.
But you know what? You're hashing it out. It's not disrespectful, I think.
I think it's meaning to be positive. And and I think what's interesting is let's go into this. So, moral dilemma. Okay? I'm going to play the moral dilemma.
Okay, let's do it. Every day of a mom's life.
Right. There's another...
How do I not feel guilt in 5 minutes, from 5 minutes from now?
There's another comic, okay?
Yeah.
Who shall remain nameless.
Okay.
All right, I'm not friends with her. I don't know her side of the story.
Got it.
But she's a comic. She's been doing it for about 6 years.
Got it.
And she is a teacher.
Yes.
And does jokes about her students.
Yes.
That you would not know where she works. She doesn't name any names. You wouldn't know the kid. And they're really like...
I know who you're talking about.
Oh.
She's a close friend of mine, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
She's very good.
Yeah.
And she got fired.
No. Because she does have a new job now.
Did she get rehired somewhere?
No. She's not working as a teacher.
Parents saw her video online about her joking about the students, their children.
So messed up that they
would
do that.
Fired.
Yeah, because if it's anonymous, that's the thing, is it's so hard. Especially, I think a lot of comedians complain about this with the internet now. Is you need to get out there. You need to market yourself, but there's no sense of like, this is happening in a comedy club. It's for adults. And then it's going to disappear, because this is the contract of making you laugh. I make a poop joke, or I make a joke about my husband's ass, you laugh, and then we all go home.
But he gave you permission for it?
Yes.
So,
first of all, no. He hates dirty jokes, so I don't have a joke. Sorry, guys. I wish I did have a joke about his ass. I'll write one. But anyway, but you know what I'm saying. Like, that's comedy.
But at other people's children.
Right.
What if there was a comedian doing jokes about your kids?
Yeah. If it were anonymous, I think it would be okay with it. Like, if they're not saying his name.
It doesn't matter. Your preschool teacher.
Yeah.
Or kindergarten
I would totally be fine with it.
Yeah, but you're a comedian.
But I'm a comedian. Yeah. Like, I can handle some really raunchy stuff, because I hang out at the Comedy Store and, like, see it all, you know?
Right. So, it, of course...
Like, my bar is set so low.
It doesn't offend me.
Yeah.
It wouldn't offend me.
Yeah.
I think freedom of speech.
But she lost her job, and you're in a situation where your daughter's saying you're crossing a boundary.
And my daughter... So, it's triggering
I'm sorry.
me.
My dog's going to bark until I open this door, you guys. I will be, and no, so I think that is really a conversation for you and your daughter,
right?
And that you have to, because you're a good mom. You're not just putting your career first.
She could fire me, and I can't. I don't want to lose my job as a mom, because I thought getting her period could be something that generated some really good laughs.
Oh yeah,
right?
Good laughs.
Right. Yeah,
yeah.
It's a good
you're
joke.
Like, thanks for the material, and now I have to shelf
and
it
I don't
for 10
want to
years.
Shelf it,
yeah.
Right? I'm really, really torn, and I feel really bad for this comic who got fired.
Would you feel comfortable as long as, like, if you guys make an agreement, like, no one records it, like, it can't be posted online?
Yeah, I mean, at this point,
you know what I mean? Would she be okay with that, you think? So you just develop it?
If she doesn't know that it exists.
What she doesn't know.
Right, is fair enough.
Right.
Right? But, like, if I should be so lucky as to have it
right,
online.
And then someone's like, I love that material, bring that to our show, and you're like, it's off limits for another 6 to 10 years. Yeah.
So I don't, it's a...
If something, like, for example, if I ever...
By the way, only comedians are going to side with us. No one in the general public would...
Totally.
There's no one that's going to agree.
For sure.
Everyone's going to take the side of her getting fired, and everyone's going to think that I better shut the fuck up about my daughter.
And hence, bad moms.
Oh, yeah.
I was just thinking about this today. If someone hears me say bad mom jokes, and it's because I'm a bad mom, they think I'm, like, really raunchy if they're, like, an average person. But if they're a parent... Really, just that I left my kids home alone with my husband and went to the comedy club in the middle of the night makes me a bad mom. It doesn't matter what I say, right?
I don't know. I think that
you
makes
don't
you a
feel
good
that,
mom.
right? Because you do it, but
right.
Don't you get that from people? I feel like a lot of other comedians that don't have kids are constantly saying, "Oh, her kids will be back in the mic in 20 years because she's up here neglecting them instead of taking care of them."
Who's saying that?
Everybody from the improv. Every time I go to an open mic, like the host, that's the jokes about me.
They say that?
Oh, yeah. And other parents that are both dads and moms who I've had on the show say the same.
That's so...
You haven't had that happen? They must know you and be like, oh, she's We're not. She's a good mom.
No.
No?
No, I don't think that they're not saying it because they think I'm good. I'm just thinking that you're around some really shitty people that I
Comedians?
Strangely I haven't crossed paths with those people. That's horrible.
Really? Oh, I'm sure you know a lot of these people because they're just dudes hosting like at the Improv or at the Comedy Store or, you know. Like,
so I'll say this. I talked to my therapist ad nauseum about feeling guilty about that. Do I feel bad that my kids are missing out on me tucking them in at bed at night?
Right. Because how many nights a week are you out?
On a good week?
Yeah.
5 or 6.
Great.
On a bad week, 2 or 3.
Right. Which is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like as I was fleshing it out with my therapist, he kept saying to me, but what is the takeaway that your kids are seeing? Because like the way he sees it in hopes that they see it is mommy is really career driven, mommy's really goal driven, and daddy supports that.
Yeah.
So he thinks it's breeding some strong feminists in both my son and my daughter. I know.
Great therapist.
He's a great therapist.
Amen to that.
In so many ways. He's helped break down a lot of things for me. But that one really, when I needed it years ago when I was starting and I just had a baby and was nursing and leaving pumping on the car ride to an open mic that I didn't get called up for.
A tiny bathroom stall.
I mean, it was a nightmare. And I felt like...
Leaking on stage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All of it. And I really, like, he kept talking to me and going, your kids are going to be so proud of you.
Yeah.
In fact.
Wow, I'm getting chills. I'm sorry, not to be corny.
No, I love it. Okay, so I've been running a show for 6 years.
Yes, I wanted to. So that's on my list. The virgin suicide,
or
suicide. Not virgin sacrifice. Yes,
everyone says suicide.
I know about,
nobody
because
dies.
the book. Yeah, virgin sacrifice.
Virgin sacrifice. So I've been running the show for 6 years.
Yeah.
At the West Side Comedy Theater. Mm-hmm. Every show has sold out. Every month, okay? That's what it's been.
I'm the cheesy high five.
I'll take it.
Support.
And I say that not because I'm bragging, but like literally because I'm still, every single month I get worried no one's going to be there. And I work overly hard to pack this fucking house. It's ridiculous, right? And my kid is only 7, my little one. Yeah. So if I've been doing this for 6 years, he does not know any different, right?
Right.
And my daughter was so young. Because
she was born into it.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I said to them the other day, I said, so I'm not going to do the show anymore. I'm quitting.
Yeah.
I'm not quitting comedy. I'm just quitting.
No, you're moving on. You've produced a few things, and that's one of the ones that's had its run, and you feel it.
I feel like I don't want to jump the shark.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I feel like
I'm sure they love that you did it all this time to pack the house.
They were very supportive.
I love that space.
It was a great space. Yeah. They're very kind to me. And I just thought, if I'm taking 5 to 10 hours a month producing this one show.
Right. I'm sure it was more in reality.
It started off more.
Yeah.
But after 6 years, you get a little bit of I can cut, copy, and paste. It's still that many hours a month.
Of course.
And the premise of the show, just so that you know what it is.
Please tell them. I know it. Please tell them.
And then I'll loop it back into what I'm actually trying to tell the point of giving this up.
Please.
I take a bunch of professional comedians, big name comics, big headliners. I get about 5. I book 5 or 6 of them. They go up first, and then I have one person who's never done stand-up, was never planning on it, and is never going to do it again, do it for the first and last time.
Yeah, so they're the headliner.
And they go last. Yeah. So I've had doctors.
Yes.
I've had lawyers.
Yes.
Bartenders, grandpas, teachers, principals, you name it. So I've had 75-ish.
So great.
Because I did extra shows. I did a run in New York and all that stuff. So after all this, I think, what I could do with that 5 or 10 hours a month?
Yes.
I think I haven't written a new joke in forever.
Right.
Like
as a mom, your time is so valuable.
I coach
gotta
each
be
virgin.
Clear. Yeah.
So I do for 6 weeks.
Oh, you do? Okay. So
I'm at their disposal.
I've known about this show before I met you. And I was so excited to make the connection because my doctor, Manali Chandrakar, was one of your...
That's my doctor.
Isn't she great?
I mean, she's the best.
Yes.
I think we have the same doctor. Do your kids go to her too?
No. They go to kids.
She's the best. She's so practice.
She is, but we decided to go with a pediatric care.
Oh.
But
she does amazing pediatric care.
Oh, I'm sure. I love her. So she is a sister to someone, Manish, who I used to work with.
Were you at her show?
So no, she told me about it because I told her, hey, I did stand up. I started in 2014. I took a break, had a baby, got back into it.
Okay, good.
And I told her, and then she's like, I did stand up. And she gave me the link and the whole thing. And then when I saw you hosting at West Side Comedy, I was like, that's her show.
That's my show.
Yeah, it's great, you guys. And you're bummed you missed it, but maybe it'll have a revival when you got lots of time 10 years from now.
Yeah, whenever things come out of retirement.
Right.
So it was completely fulfilling because some of these virgins that I worked with for weeks, I got to be close with them.
Yeah.
They let me in, and I always would say, you could take or leave my suggestions.
Right.
I'm not Sarah Silverman. Forget me. Just, you need to find you. But sometimes I started noticing that people would put their punchline too soon.
Yes.
And I would just go,
basic.
Math. Right. There's a science to it.
Yeah, there is.
You need to bring this down. This is repetitive. If you cut, you could get there. Can we find a misdirect? Are there better, funnier words? A better example? And let's do an analogy. Rules of 3, heightened, And I would just go through the whole thing with them. We'd do a crash
And it works. Yeah.
And they would do great.
Yeah.
The problem was that I was spending more time
coaching them.
I've written more jokes
for other people.
So
you're a great producer.
I'm a producer.
That's amazing.
It's great, but I just feel like I'm wondering what I could do at that time.
Right. Oh, I feel you.
What could I do?
I don't know about you. What were you doing before kids? Like, what was the concept of time before kids? That puts it, I feel like only moms get this, how much time changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
no,
you were in the industry before. I'm guessing.
I was a wannabe actress.
Same. Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Still going after some of the commercial work with these mom bangs.
Yeah,
Did you?
Yeah, I really like stand-up.
Is it because you hate the process that it takes to get those jobs? Because I know that can be really tedious.
I wasn't good at it.
Auditioning or being
I am supposed to
other people's lines?
I'm supposed to be stand-up.
It's your thing.
So all along...
You're so good at it, by the way.
No. I don't know why you're saying that.
I can tell. I have just that, like, you with the ease, I saw you host, and you right now, I'm just telling you, you're comfortable in your own skin. You're really funny. You obviously know how to tell a joke. Like, that's what you need. It's not rocket science. You know what I mean?
I'm 100% unsuccessful, and I have no credits to my name. So it's very nice to hear
but
that.
That's why it's so hard to make it as an actor, because the only people, all the gatekeepers are just looking at you as a resume.
Yep.
They're not looking at you as inherent potential, you know?
No one has the time for development, which is a big...
So you've never encountered a mentor or someone to, because I haven't myself, like someone to be like, you've got what it takes. Let me just help you take the steps to get there.
I feel like I got very lucky 15 years in of trying.
Okay. Yeah, no, you guys, it takes a lifetime.
Want to say,
it takes a lifetime.
From
People have no
graduating college in 2000 and trying to make it in this business since the day I graduated, if not the 20 years before that when I was doing kid plays and whatever. But I always say, you graduate college and then, like, you're really working, right?
Yeah.
My husband and I had been together all through college, by the way. So we both were going at it together.
Yeah.
He was the writer and director, and I was like, I could produce and I can act, right? And
Great
so let's make all of our own stuff.
Yeah.
So we did, we rented theaters, and we would do self-made, written, directed, produced plays together. And then, so we were doing theater for all of our 20s together. So we are big theater people. We did here. I did a one-woman show. It's sort of embarrassing.
Right. Don't be embarrassed. I think that's amazing. Good. Good for you.
I only did it
Can I show a picture of you guys? Because I was showing my husband your family photo. Can I say that?
Oh, yeah.
So Nicole's on Instagram at Nick Blaine.
Mm-hmm.
She has this amazing family photo. And I just love it so much. And my prediction was that one of you is a photographer. Or did you get a photographer to do this?
That is the guy who's been doing my headshots since college.
Your husband?
No.
Some other guy.
Russell Bear. He's been my headshot photographer since we started.
Got it.
And I was filming. I wanted to finally shoot my own little stand-up special. After theater, we did independent film.
Yeah.
So I shot my own stand-up special and wanted to mash together indie filmmaking with it. And there was a part of it that needed that picture.
Yeah.
So I had him do the photo, and then it was also being filmed at the same time by our DP.
Oh, cool.
For our special. So.
And how are your kids about it? They're like,
so it's a giant. We have it on a canvas.
Yeah.
It's huge in our house by the fireplace.
It's a great photo.
It's big.
I love it.
My son is super bothered. He thinks clowns are creepy. So I find that he's totally tormented.
So you need to bring that up in therapy too, your boundaries with your son. And
right.
Scary clown photos.
That he is the scary clown.
And how old is he right now?
7.
7.
Right. So he's been petrified to be in our living. He can't be in our living room by himself for 2 years now. He's frightened of his own.
And do you feel you should take it down?
No, it's the best picture and it's going to be up forever. Oh, and he can go fuck himself.
It is. This is so hard, you guys. So my husband has a mask collection. You'll have to see it in the kids' room. And now it's just borders. We picked the non-scary. I had my son help me pick the non-scary ones. But when he was born, it was like this huge collage of all these masks from all over the world.
That's super scary.
Right? Yeah. And my family was very concerned and talking to my aunt who's a therapist, like this could cause issues down the road. Yeah. And Jesse's like, no, and that's the thing. It's like as a parent, how much of you do you erase? Like I used to cuss like a sailor and now my husband requests that I don't. And that's why on this channel, I don't fucking care.
Right.
This is for me. This is for adults and this is for me. This
now
is not a family. Exactly.
Yeah.
He'll never watch this, so I can, fuckity fuck. So yeah, it's just so hard as a parent. Like you're saying this clown photo, it's amazing. It's everything to me. And too bad my son can be
It doesn't matter.
petrified.
It cost me a lot of money to get that picture. That was no cheap
He's like, but
photo
what
shoot.
is my sanity worth to you, Mom?
This picture.
Yeah.
It is totally.
So if you spent $50 on it, you'd be like, all right, maybe we can
but this
redo
was
it.
too expensive, so you're not allowed to hurt the picture. But
So you guys were doing theater and
then we moved into film.
Yeah.
And I all the time I was always miserable. Am I ever going to make it? I'm never going to make it. The audition process was horrible.
So
and I
horrible.
kept saying, I just want to do the funny stuff anyway. I didn't like any of the dramatic stuff. So when I did my one-woman show, and it was half drama, half comedy, I walked away from it, and I should have gone into stand-up at that point. I should have realized.
And this was before kids.
Oh, yeah, I was 27.
Okay.
That ran from 27, 28, 29.
Okay.
I did that for a few years. And then got pregnant at 30.
Yeah.
And we had made our first indie feature film at 29, when I was 29. So 30.
Right on track.
Yep. And I got pregnant and had that baby in my 30th year.
And were you going to film festivals pregnant?
Yep. Going to film festivals pregnant, doing that.
You'll have to send me a photo if you have any still.
I don't.
That was before Instagram.
Yeah.
It was before I was a person. No,
it wouldn't even exist.
Yeah.
But I've always had a day
great
job.
If you have any. Yeah.
I know. I had a day job. I've been a sales.
So you're
rep.
really. I mean, you are a mom that is doing it all. Like, do you have advice for other moms that are juggling? Because entertainment can be so crazy.
I will tell you what I think the key to my, not like success as
no, we're gonna call it success. You produced a show that ran at West Side Comedy, sold out for 6 years. That's success.
That was fun.
And you produced the contest that they have, and remind me again.
Showdown.
The Showdown.
It's a comedy festival.
I want to hear about that. There's so much I want to talk to you about. And we're doing okay on time, though, I think. We got like 10, 20 more minutes.
Oh, good.
You produced that. How long have you been doing that?
5 years.
5 years. Mm-hmm. That's a success.
That has gotten, I'm proud of that.
You're about to launch a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to call it success.
Sure, I'm not making money at any of these things.
But what performer is, you know what I mean, unless they're selling merchandise. That's a long leap from where you're at to that point.
So here's what I think the key is.
Yeah.
I think you have to marry someone or partner with someone who believes in you more than you believe in yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
He will do anything to make this possible for me. And what that does is make me do anything to make all of his dreams possible for him too. So lucky for me, he's a writer.
Yeah.
And so I make sure he has his time to do what he needs to do.
Right.
So it really is going, you need a day?
Yeah.
Because I take most of the nights.
Right.
Right? So...
Yeah. And that's a lot, because I was doing 2 nights a week with the babies, and my husband, I mean, he wanted, the first couple of times, like, he'd be calling me, the baby would be screaming in the background. I'd just be like, they're your kids. You need to last longer than 3 hours and hang up, you know? And he was irritated, but then he got it. Yeah. But you're right. It really takes so much sacrifice. And someone
has to really be okay.
Yeah.
And also, this is the other key, and this is, I couldn't have predicted this.
Right.
Because you wouldn't know before you have children with someone.
Right.
Turns out and I mean this seriously, not as self-deprecating, he's a better parent than I am. He's actually more capable.
Ooh, lucky you.
Right. So as far as,
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is better with them. He has better patience.
Wow.
He is much more present.
We just want all the moms out there, we can just give your husband a hand because I love my husband, but they won't even let him make toast
really
for them because they're like, you do it, mommy. Daddy doesn't know how, you know.
Part of it, I think, is the setup of leaving him to figure it out. I'm not, like I said.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying either of us came into this equipped.
Right.
He was able to not only rise to the occasion, because I left for most nights.
And I tell moms that all the time, leave them alone and let them figure it out.
Figure it out.
They will figure it out. They'll do it different, and you have to be okay with that.
That's right. You can't be controlling them about bedtime.
I would come home. One night I came home at midnight, and the door was open, and no one was in the house. He was giving my son a night walk, looking for mommy to put him to sleep. I mean, it's like, that's not ideal circumstances, right?
The worst thing. My God, between
but you know what? They're alive. Yeah. They're alive. Yeah, I have jokes how like the iPad's a better babysitter and like all that stuff, you know. And he gets it. He thinks it's hilarious. But
so that's what if you don't have a partner.
So what about the women out there that are sitting here and they don't and they have some creative aspirations?
I don't know how you could do this alone.
What we just said, like abandon them. You know what I mean? Like with the kids. Because here's my thing about it, and I tell my husband this: if we were to get a divorce and you have shared custody, you don't have a lifeline.
That's right.
You either have to do it or hire a nanny, which he'd probably hire an expensive nanny, and then I'd be like, why didn't I just do that?
Yeah, right.
Because I needed a second person. Right. Yeah, but I think that then it's like the reality hits, oh, these are your kids. It's not, you know.
I don't know, like a part of me would say, and I'm just not in that woman's position or man's position who doesn't have a supportive spouse. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's where I got lucky.
Right.
Like everyone gets lucky somewhere. Right?
Absolutely.
Some people get to be gorgeous.
Yes.
Some people get to have all their dreams come true.
Some people get a career and they don't try.
Yeah. A lot of that.
Oh my God.
A lot of that. But what I cashed my karma chips on strangely onto
your
like
husband. Yeah, and your family. But how beautiful is that?
All right, but I will tell you, and this is going to be intimate, and I'm going to be honest with you.
Let's hear it. Let's do it.
He is so good to me.
Yeah.
That it really motivates me to please him sexually.
Men, are you listening? Yeah, because you're like, you earned it, buddy.
He earns so much orgasm.
Oh my gosh, he's so smart. He is one smart guy.
No. He doesn't even.
I'm smart. He must figure out the correlation.
They're too no.
It is true. Like if my husband's leaving for New York, like he has to travel sometimes. I'm like, he better have some amazing memory of me because there's going to be hot actresses everywhere. He's a producer, so it's like you better have some like sweet tit images of me in your mind going to New York City with all these like actresses being like, "Hi, Jessie," you know.
That's funny.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no,
I tell my husband, honestly, if a guy came home and he did the dishes without being asked, and he just has to do a couple things. If he ever vacuumed once, he'd get a blowjob.
That's
you know?
And that's the thing. But then women, we need to then do that.
Deliver, yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I deliver.
You're at third high five of the day here in the morning.
Pretty good.
Oh my gosh.
I really think it's important that that's their language of love.
Yeah,
and my language of love is him supporting my career and taking care of my kids.
Yeah.
I think what we do for each other is it.
And so you figured it out. Yeah, that's awesome.
And again, not gonna. This is the other reason why it's so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2 minutes.
It's
not.
I mean, I do feel for the women. There are guys out there that go and go, and they don't have an orgasm, and that would be a lot of chafing. Yeah.
I don't think our marriage
would endure. Your vagina wouldn't last.
No, I don't have an hour to spend.
Yeah, right.
But I got 2 minutes.
Right. You're like, this is gonna be in and out. Yeah.
Real easy.
Love it.
And since kids, there's so much room now.
Right.
I don't need lubrication. You know what I mean? Like it's a giant vapid hole. It doesn't hurt.
I don't know about you though. After my daughter, my second, felt like hardware felt loose and dislodged that will never go back. So it's like I don't feel like I can bang it up as much in the bedroom. Like
I don't have that.
Like even my gynecologist was like, just maybe take it easy in the beginning.
Really?
Yeah, like it was just like my body will not serve. I can't have another kid. I feel it would just all like my uterus would fall out. Yeah,
that's possible.
Yeah, it is. I've heard of women jogging and just like
it.
don't get ambitious. You know, they're on meds and they're like, I feel amazing. Ooh.
But yeah, so I think that's the key to success.
Yeah, I love it.
2 minutes.
Yeah. Now I'm guessing you're from LA.
How'd
Because
you know?
I stalked you as I do everyone that comes in here, and there's can I share this photo or will your daughter be embarrassed? So there's this photo of her daughter getting ready, and tell me the theater is Morgan Wixon. Where's the Morgan Wixon?
Oh, you don't know it?
No.
You should go because you got young kids. They're like community theater, professional plays, but with a major slant for children. So it's children's theater.
Oh, cool.
And you have to audition. So they do kids shows.
Yeah.
And so kids have to audition to be in it.
Right.
So they take really like great kids because it's actually competitive, right? It's
sure. We're in LA. They're all working.
Yeah, it's in Santa Monica on Pico in like
cool.
27, 28.
Very cool.
Right? Yeah.
Pico, I drive by that all the time.
Maybe it's 30th. And it
is it on the north or the south side?
North.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it near the college?
You know, it's a little more east. Like it's really near Ray's, which is on 29th.
Okay.
Right? Anyways, so near Stort, but it's a little bit west of that. I moved to Santa Monica when I was 7.
Okay.
From Florida, and my mom and I had been doing plays when I was in kindergarten. So she's like, "Oh, we'll put you in a play when you get to Santa Monica." And so I went to Morgan Wixon, and I did that was my first play in LA. I was 7.
And what were you in?
Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, I love it.
The guy who played Ichabod Crane was exactly 10 years older than me. He was 17, I was 7.
Yeah.
And I still keep in touch with him because he ended up going to Santa Monica High School.
Got it.
I went to Santa Monica High School, and I used to see him before I went to the high school. I would see him in the plays and be like, oh my God, it's Matt Walker.
Yeah.
And now he runs a really successful, amazing, and you should go to these too.
Yeah.
He runs something called the Troubadour Theater Company.
I've heard of that.
And they dress up like clowns, like Commedia dell'arte type stuff, and they mash it up with like a Shakespeare, and they make it a musical. So like coming out now, they're doing Julius Caesar. And they take all the Weezer songs, but they do it to the show of Julius Caesar.
Oh, that's so cool. My husband would love that. He is so into live entertainment. That's his thing.
So Matt Walker produces that, and he was just like this incredible, I don't know, it's just, I think it's a small
someone
town.
You looked up to.
I worship
You're
him.
like, I'm going down that road. And so now, did you do a few of their plays, or was it the one?
I did a bunch. So I did
so
I did a
great.
bunch of plays when I was
And what's
little.
she getting ready for here? Is
So
this
now
the Crucible, or what are we?
I know. What is that, right?
In the schoolgirl outfit.
She is in a schoolgirl.
Yeah.
She was
Annie. No, not Annie.
No, she was
Rags.
in Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
she was a narrator.
I love it. I love it.
And I have been discouraging her from being an actor because it's like, you don't want to do this.
Isn't that interesting how we do that? Well, I didn't do that because my kids were already like throwing them out there auditioning and stuff. But my daughter doesn't want to. She just likes to dance. But you're saying this is rough. This is a rough road to go down.
I hate this life.
Do you need it? Like,
do you need it?
Like air.
Right.
Yeah. And what does she say?
She says yes.
Wow.
And I have
But
to
you
go.
can help her too.
Well, not that I can help her. I can just support her lovingly.
Well, but I think you can because you know how it works, right? Like,
I mean, I know how rejection works.
You're like, well, but like that. I know how to talk to my kids about the audition process, right? Like, I can tell them, don't, like my daughter already at such a young age, she'll look around the room and think she's not enough. And she's 3. My son is perfect for it. He's not even noticing the room. He's just like, blah, here I am. I'm amazing, and out and doesn't think about it again. So it's perfect for him. My daughter is already like, she looks around the room and crumbles. And I'm like, you're great the way you are. You can all be great. You know, it's not a competition. You just go in there and have fun.
But that's
things
how
that
innate people's personalities are.
Yeah, right?
This is what I feel like they're hardwired.
They are.
You really
They are.
You have no control.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, they've got your DNA, so it's in
There's
them.
similarities.
Plus, it's their environment, but they come out the way they come out.
I believe that too.
After having 2 kids.
Right?
Right, because the first one, you can be like, what? I did that. Look
Yeah,
how
like,
great
take credit for it.
And then you have a second one, you go, oh, I didn't.
I didn't do that.
That's not me.
My
What?
first one was like, what is happening? And my second
my
one,
first
like,
was bad. Yeah.
My second one, it's like, they listen?
Yeah, me
That's
too.
a thing?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
But in the end of this, what I want, because I feel like I started things and I didn't finish.
No,
I want to say 2
finish,
things.
yeah.
One is, So last night was my last virgin sacrifice.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. And I told my kids I'm stopping it, and they were sad.
Aww.
So when you say, do they like look up to you or respect it? Like, I wouldn't know until they both went, you can't stop. Why would you stop? We love it. No, they're not there. Like, what do they love?
But they love that you love it.
They loved that I was doing it and that I felt
important to you.
That it was important to me. They kind of got it.
Yeah.
My other thing is I feel like, I don't know how often you think about quitting.
I feel like I did this month. You know, like I broke my arm, and then I couldn't drive, and then we got pink eye, and then my son had a whooping cough scare, and it's like next thing you know, you're a shut-in.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I mean, even just the idea of trying for these many years and going, it's not happening.
Right.
I should quit.
See,
this is pathetic.
Yes,
that
like
sort of,
that maybe you're a borderline crazy to keep going, like that people like what people think. Or,
if I graduated college in 2000,
and
we're talking 2019,
and
whatever I thought was going to make me successful hasn't happened yet. If I still have my day job, because that's what I equated to. I just go the day that I can quit my day job, because that little bit of salary is big. I don't need to be rich. I'm just saying that amount will be paid for. That is success to me.
Yes,
that hasn't happened.
Right.
So in my mind, I go, wow, how long do you keep doing that? Like trying. Because then you go, either I'm not talented.
Right, that's not the case.
Or I haven't gotten lucky yet.
Right.
Right?
Or we live in a culture that doesn't support the arts. So if you lived in a country that valued that, they would sponsor us just for the fact that we are doing it, because we're important to society.
Well, the people who are making it.
Because you are producing shows, and I don't know if you realize we don't really have government funding for art, and so it's incredibly hard for artists in America.
Other countries
Absolutely. Absolutely. The UK, Sweden, all these countries.
But not
Russia,
everybody who wants to do it.
No, but much more is allocated. So even if we're not the ones getting it, someone's getting it. Here is completely commercial.
Right, but
so you're either commercial success or nothing.
But isn't that ultimately maybe the same
percentage? No, because it's not show art, it's show business. And art and business are two different things. So you can't measure your success over making money at it. You know what I'm saying? Because like you're doing it.
Right.
Your success is that you can do it and that you are doing it and you're feeling that theater. You know what I'm saying? That's significant.
Okay.
Right? But I get what you're saying, because when I'm out, in preschool and there's Fergie with her kids and all she does is, look really hot on Twitter posing to music or something and trending for doing that. She's the celebrity, and so she's validated. Right? Like as that, of course that's her career. No one would expect her to do anything else. She won't have to lift a finger because she does that, Where I'm, doing the dishes and doing the laundry and trying to fit this in on the side. And because there's not enough people that agree that what I'm doing is valid and commercial success. You know what I'm saying?
But so the people who do get plucked.
Yes.
The people who do in the
and in the end you could.
Well, right, but isn't it ultimately then going to be you got your lucky break or not? Because there's a lot
of... absolutely. I mean, the stars have to align.
The stars have to align.
I mean, I don't know, do you read biographies very often?
I love biographies.
Yeah, because to me, they really show how for that person,
there was a lucky break.
Yeah, because they had struggle.
Yeah, absolutely.
They had doubts. They had insecurities. And that's why I asked if you had a mentor, because I think those elements are so important, you know, those little breaks, your support, like you said, your husband.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't be here without him, you know? And I do think, though, the timing could be right for you, because what I've seen happen in the last 5 years is women are coming together to support each other in comedy for the first time.
They should.
And that is brilliant.
Agree. Yes.
I think, like you doing your ladies' night, like that's a really great open mic.
Thanks.
And you're supporting women. And how did that come about? Did you pitch it to West Side Comedy?
Yeah, I just said,
and they're like, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they're very supportive of you. They're a legitimate club,
they're
Nicole.
Great. Yeah, they're
and
great.
You've got their support.
They're really great.
That's valuable.
Yeah.
They
didn't even bat an eye. I told the artistic director.
Like, to me, from my perspective, I do stand up as a hobby. I do it as therapy. And from my perspective, you are making it. To have a comedy club on the west side of LA in support of your ideas and your shows, that is making it. They're not making money either, except for their classes, probably.
Yeah.
And they're legitimate.
they're great.
People pop in all the time. Like, I wasn't there, but Conan O'Brien comes in. I don't know very often, but I heard about it.
He did.
I was like, the one Tuesday, I'm not there, you know?
Right?
But anyways.
Well, I'll tell you, here's
that should be your takeaway, I think. Because you've made it. You've been plucked. From my perspective, on my bed every Friday.
It's a beautiful bed. Guys, have you seen this?
She's the first, the inaugural new bed episode
honored.
goes to Nicole Blaine.
I love it. But as far as supporting women go, this is what I will say that I'm also like, feel like we need to all make an effort with the showdown and producing that festival. My goal has been to increase our numbers with women's submissions. So I started doing an analytics when a couple years ago, and I went, I want to program this with 50% women.
Wow.
That's my goal, right? So years ago, our submissions were a little bit smaller, and so it's built for sure. But I went, how many women are submitting?
Wow.
So I started calculating over the years, and we were averaging 20% or less were women submitting. And I went, but I don't think there's actually only 20% of comics are women.
We just don't throw our hats in the ring because we're
That's
women.
my guess.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So I got on a big, like, screaming pedestal last year, so the 2018 showdown, and I host these industry panels.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it. It was great.
And so, and those are all these, like, for a couple hours.
You got some great people, like NBC, and I remember seeing it and then thinking, I want to do that next year. And then my daughter got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
That was when it happened.
So now I'm like, and next year.
And next year.
Yeah. Submissions are in October. See you there.
Yes,
women.
Yes, but
funny women.
But the industry panels that I produce are free to the public.
Yeah.
You don't have to be in the competition or ever apply It doesn't
just come and check it out. Even maybe actors would be interested.
Oh yeah. So I have different theme nights, and so this year the panels were this. I had an agents and managers night, which was whatever. They're never going to tell you the right answer.
So did you meet a lot of them? The agents and managers.
Oh, yeah. Because now I'm up on the stage with them and I ask them a question.
Which is great for you. Were any of them people that you'd submit to and be like, I think that would be a good person to represent me?
This was the.
They're not watching, and if they are, we've made it. 20 years from now, everyone's watching the archives.
I got lucky when I said it took me 15 years. I got lucky. I got a manager 15 years in, so a few years ago, and then I don't need a talent agent because I'm not trying to audition. But he got us literary agents. Yeah. So I did 2 years ago. My husband and I are a writing team.
Great.
And he took a pilot of ours, and it took like almost a year for him to try to find a lit agent that would be the right fit.
It all takes so much time.
So now I'd been looking for a lit agent for all these years too.
Right.
But anyways, we got them a couple years ago, and now the whole WGA thing has. So it doesn't even matter.
For people that don't know, the Writers Guild is on strike. And I don't know about you.
They're not saying they're on strike. They've abandoned it's not a strike. They've abandoned
their posts.
I
haven't followed the news.
Oh, so
yeah. You tell us. I've not followed the news.
The Writers Guild and the agency,
they're in a disagreement, right?
In negotiation.
Okay.
About packaging fees and all this, like who gets paid from the back end.
Right.
And so they've been negotiating. And they didn't come to an agreement when the thing was due by.
The contract.
So the Writers Guild band together and said, let's all leave our agents.
Oh, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Instead of walking out on their jobs, they all left their agents.
They are saying, we can do our jobs without you until you meet our demands.
Wow.
So now no agents are working with any. So now here I finally got an agent.
And you're like, and it's all bets are off.
Anyway, so yes.
Yeah.
So agents and managers. So
I
get to ask them a lot.
Sorry, that's your panel.
Yeah. That's the first panel.
That's the first panel.
The second night I did, this one was amazing. It was the networks.
Okay.
And I was so excited about it. I got HBO.
Nice.
It was like the biggest win ever. Like
that's
a woman
so cool.
who is in charge of scripted.
Wow.
And decides what shows go on the air.
Wow.
So I had her. I had Comedy
great.
Central, who's come out for years. They're the
so great. That's
Comedy
awesome.
Central's the nicest people.
Yeah.
So then I had NBC Universal, their division that tries to do the diversity stuff.
Right.
This incredible woman.
They've got a great diversity program.
Yep.
I always tell my friends that they can take advantage of that to do it. Yeah.
And I had that night. I had Disney Fox and Disney ABC.
Yes. Wow.
So that panel was
Powerhouse.
incredible. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I got to, and my questions are always, how do you pitch a show? What's a general meeting? What do's and don'ts? How do I get on your radar? I mean, in past, some of these executives have given out their emails.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
looking for stuff too.
Right. So they're saying, do you need an agent? Do you not need it? So, so that's been interesting. And then the third night I did a complete script to screen. And I had this incredible showrunner, Andrew Reich, who used to be a showrunner of her Friends.
Wow.
And then I had a production company, at Ben Stiller's production company, Red Hour.
Nice.
A girl who develops the head of TV there. And then TBS. And I went, so how do we get from here to here to here? And how do you guys communicate? And how do you really, what's the phone call? And I made them reenact a phone call to pitch to each other just to hear it.
Yeah.
What happens behind closed doors? After
That's what people don't realize. If you're a writer or even a producer, you got to be good at pitching. Like, they're performing too.
It is what it is. I feel like that's like a one-woman show.
Yeah, it is.
Your pitch is a one-woman show.
My husband's really good at being in the room with just a few people. Like, I'm really great if it's an audience. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But being in a room, yes. If I'm in the room, and I think that's where it's been kind of my avoid, is being in the room with just an agent. Being in the room with just, if I were to, like, it makes me go into like, ugh.
Why wouldn't it be like this?
But this is different because this is my controlled space.
If you could take the same practice,
right? Well, you would think,
and know that you're good at it here.
Yeah,
so
but
that
to
you're
me,
gonna be good at it
if
there.
I feel I'm in control of, like, I'm going to edit this later. Yeah. I'm in control for the best of my ability, right? I know that, like, for example, you go into an audition, they've got a horrible, I know too much. I know the angle of the camera is horrible. Right. I know the light is horrible. I know the background's horrible. They haven't put me in the right angle. Mm-hmm. And then I have to not ignore how awful I know it's going to look.
You got to get out of your head in that.
Yeah, because it's like, that's their responsibility, and I know too much. Yeah. I think I'll end up behind the camera because that's what I did before kids. I was directing short films and I was doing the festival thing. All of that is just so time consuming. And this I can do for 3 hours a week, or the stand-up at night when my husband's with them. So it's more like just getting me through these younger years.
And it gets better as they get older.
Yes.
I definitely think.
So tell me how it gets better. They're more independent. Yeah. When you came today, and then, there was one little thing I want to talk about before we end it. But when you came to me today, you said that it was really hard to get work done when you work in the house with the kids. Yeah. So that's something that, I mean, the boundaries of them needing you. So
it's horrible.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten better because I know my kids will just come and like want to sit in my lap.
Okay, so my little guy still likes to sit in my lap, and so I have to constantly. But I don't want to tell him to stop,
right?
Because I know it's going to be ending.
Yes.
Soon. So I never will ask him to get off my lap.
Wow, you're
because
such a good mom.
I realize it's fleeting. Because my daughter would never crawl into my lap now. She's too old.
And girls are more independent. I don't know if you found that, but the guys are more like cuddly.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's definitely a little bit more.
Yeah.
Of a
mommy.
Yeah. Also, boy.
Yes,
Mommy
they're so soft and tender. You learn as a mom.
Oh my God,
yeah,
so good. So that's the problem. Is I feel like, yes, I'm trying to get. And by the way, I never feel like I'm not supposed to. I feel like I should be working all the time. So I have a hard time turning off.
Did your mom work?
My mother is still
working.
A working woman who does 60 hours a week and doesn't stop.
So that's your modeling.
Down. Absolutely. Yeah, and I love that about her.
Yes, that's great.
But I realize, so the problem is I snap at my kids. I'm like, I'm trying to work. To work. But then I'm not turning off and going, now I'm putting down the phone and the emails.
You need a boundary.
And I think I don't always give myself that, right?
Right, because you don't want to say no to them.
I don't want to say no to anybody. So then I'm kind of feel like then I would just become a what is it? A Jill of all trades, right?
Jack of all trades?
No, Jill of all trades.
Because you're a woman. Yeah. I didn't realize there was a feminist.
I've made it that.
I'm not.
I made that
I love it. I love it.
Jill of all trades.
You're a Jill of all trades.
Which means I'm a master of none, right? Because I'm just spread super thin.
Right. Because my mom, I'm trying to think back. So my mom worked from the home, but she had a tutoring center in the garage that my dad had built, and we couldn't go in when she was tutoring a student because that was her work.
That's perfect.
So we had to stay in the house. Unless it was an emergency, we could knock on the door quietly.
But she didn't have it flood into time with you. Because if there was a student,
yeah,
then it was obvious.
I think our generation's putting more pressure on ourselves to make time for our kids.
Right.
You know, she was a stay-at-home mom working part-time, but from the home, but I think as long as we were fed and clothed and she packed, she did so much, the yard work, the house. I think she felt that she was present to us. It wasn't like she had to get on the floor and play with us. You know what I mean? Where I think we're trying to do that more maybe.
I mean, also, it's funny because I feel like, we watched a lot of TV.
I did too. So much.
My dad, when I was
think
little,
about that.
this is what I'm going to tell you. My dad, this is the type, he was the most fun. He'd play with us, but then he'd be done and he'd always say, I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah.
Wake me up in an hour.
Yeah.
And then we'd go wake him up and he'd be like, give me one more hour. Like, me and
you'd
my brother
respect those boundaries.
But and he was a single dad. My parents were divorced. So it wasn't like I was off then being watched by someone else. My brother was 6, I was 9.
See, I don't know
and we went off on our own.
Wow. And that's the thing is kids, I don't know why they don't demand more of the dad, because I just come in here for 10 minutes and lock the door. This is my kids literally, let us in, mommy. And Jesse's like, I'm here too. Give your mom a break. You know, he's trying, but they're ignoring him. Where he can come back here middle of a Saturday. I'll be like, where's your dad? I'm just taking a nap.
I just want to let you know that it's roles reversed for us because I've left so much.
Oh, see, that's
what I'm
telling you. I want to high five you again. That's amazing.
My kids just call him now.
Oh my gosh.
Now shouldn't I be sad though?
Right, but it sounds like your son's still crawling in your lap when you're sitting there, and you've got a great relationship. You're enjoying your daughter, so enjoy that.
Yeah, but the truth is, they really do. They wouldn't notice if I went and took a nap.
That's so great.
They wouldn't
because you are see, and that's a roles thing. And
but
I also think
moms are gonna sit here and go, no, she is a bad mom.
No, but you know what? F you. If anyone thinks you're a bad mom, and I've noticed this. So this is my show. I have a family channel called Super Calilistic, and I'm like, and I'll be playing with my daughter with JoJo Siwa bows in my hair or whatever this afternoon, but. When she comes crawling onto this bed and my husband's over there or the babysitter's over there, I'll just kind of be like, I'm not done yet. And it's only been an hour, right? 1 hour of my week, my week. And I look like a shitty mom because I'm just like, oh, shut up, It just doesn't take much to be a bad mom. It just takes, you know what I mean? Yes. Having one simple boundary once a week. Yeah. People have no idea that I'm up all night treating their illnesses.
That's right.
Dressing them and, driving them to kingdom come and back. Anyways, but moms know. And so moms that are watching, no judgment, and you get it, and you're inspired to go and say no and leave the house and let your husband figure it out.
Abandon your children.
Yeah.
And it can be great.
At a few hours at a time, and you're good, Mom.
It is a few hours
you're
at a time.
You're good. Because you know what? They need that, too.
Yes.
It's not healthy. It's probably like codependency or something if you're too available to your kids all the time.
Well, I do think that, I have to scar them somehow.
You got to give them something to talk to.
Otherwise, they're going to be so boring.
Right.
I don't know what it would be like to have an easy childhood and then think you're going to make a good person.
Right. It's true.
So
it is so true.
I'm the one supplying
the adversity.
This is it. Yeah. They're going to go, my mom was telling jokes about my period.
Yeah.
And then she'll have something to complain about. You're welcome.
I love it. Have you heard of the women? This is what I want to mention really quick. In Orange County, it's like Funniest Housewives.
No.
They're having a contest, and you should definitely enter yourself. So these women.
I'm scared of contests.
Are you? No.
I love running them. I run a contest.
This is what's so interesting about each person and every little thing about us is you're telling me just be like this in the room with the agents, which is impossible for me.
Yeah, I can do that.
And yet you are, you guys, when you see Nicole on stage, you're so at ease, you're so funny, you know what you're doing, you make it look easy. And that is talent because I know that it's hard. It's hard for people to get up there and figure out what to do with a mic stand. It sounds silly.
But that's why it's years of
and you've been doing this for years, but not everyone gets there. You know what I mean? That's talent, I feel.
That's why I was hosting a show, which I also recommend because you give yourself that stage time.
Yes, and you need to figure out those things that you wouldn't normally need to figure out. But you do it great, and then you're telling me you don't want to enter a contest?
No.
You would kill it. You would win.
No, I wouldn't.
Because you feel when you know it's a competition, then it's like whatever magic you have, it kind of leaves. Because that happens to me a little bit too.
It's hard. The pressure's scary, right?
Okay.
Like all of a sudden.
What if you just go in there being like, fuck it?
Yeah. And that's the best thing to do is go, I'm just going to have fun.
It's stage time.
It's stage time. This is, the win is creating my own opportunity.
And they need you. Remember how you're saying, I need more women submitting?
Yes. Oh, and the end of that is?
Yeah.
When I got on my platform a year ago?
Yeah.
Guess how many submitted percentage this year?
What?
Remember where we're
yes,
at?
You want to go to 20, and you want to get to 50.
And I want to get to 50, but I had 40%.
That is definitely
That was good.
That is great.
I'm so excited. And then I programmed it with it being 50.
Wow. That is awesome.
Because then I went, I can do, now I have enough submissions
to do
that I don't have to take.
But see, there you go. They need submissions too. Because that's hot right now. Like, there's a lot of moms out there that want to hear the reality of being a mom and laughing about it and having that catharsis. Yeah. And then there's a lot of young women that are like, tell me the truth. I want to know what's really going to happen. And they love it and eat it up.
One of my favorite bits is my birthing story. It was one of the first jokes I ever wrote.
Yeah.
I did it really early on in stand-up world. Can I tell you my open mic story about that?
I want to hear it.
All right, so I was what time is it? Are you?
We are good. It's 11:15. If you're okay with that, I'm okay with it. And then as soon as we're done, you can hop out of here. I don't care. Just be rude and just walk out the door. Peace. I'm out. Bye.
So I just started, and I really loved this bit that I had written. It was the most painful experience. That I had a baby and there was a lot wrong with the delivery. It was like a traumatic birthing experience.
And is there any that isn't? I feel like you talk to so many women.
It was rigorous. But they had to use a suction cup.
So that's old school.
Right, to get her out because she was twisted. She was facing the wrong way. So they had to do a suction cup to try to turn her head while the nurse was pushing. And then I had an episiotomy one way,
where were you at with painkillers at this point?
Oh, I had an epidural.
Right, but I don't know about you, but they turned mine down towards the end, so I would feel the pushing. Like, it was psychotic.
I think that they put too much drugs in me.
So you weren't really getting her out.
I think it was a shit show. And in a great, not like
honestly,
something wrong with
nothing
the doctor.
against them. It's just childbirth is that crazy.
Turns out it's
the
so
trenches.
Crazy. Let's remind ourselves that 20% of women used to die in childbirth.
Yes, more, right? Wasn't it 1 in 3 or something?
No, it was 1 in 5.
Oh, okay. I've had that statistic wrong.
That's horrible. Yeah,
it is horrible.
But either way, so most women, so many women were dying 100 years ago. So we've come
less.
It blew up my vagina, whatever.
Yeah,
so
you survived.
I survived, but I had 2 episiotomies.
Right.
Okay, she had to slice me completely to get this suction cup in. When she was done, she had to sew me up for 45 minutes.
Oh.
That was now stitches like a few.
Like usually it takes like 10 to 20 max.
I mean, I think I might have had it felt like hundreds of stitches.
This is your first child. Your vagina.
It was horrible.
And you have to sit on those pillows that are round when you come home.
It was a nightmare. And then the blood, and you don't realize you have to come home and water yourself like a fucking plant.
There's so many things.
You don't want to know. But anyway, the second time I had my son, because of whatever had happened before, the ripping kind of re-ripped again, like a fucking
because you are a rock star and you're like, let's go for natural.
Exactly.
Because I'm psychotic.
So the whole thing got ripped again, and what I didn't know was she accidentally, when sewing, went too far and sewed my lips together. My vagina. Sewed my vagina shut. And by the way, if you sew...
Is that common? Did you say, well, how many vaginas do you sew shut in a year?
I mean, look, the woman was up all night with me. I kind of can't blame her. We were all tired at the end of the day.
She's like, I'm going to sew the shit out of her vagina. It's going to look so good.
Like she was doing this to make me tighter for my husband.
Well, no, that's what my doctor said. She's like, you're going to thank me.
And guess what? If you sew your arm to your stomach, it doesn't become one piece. The skin didn't go. It was my lips. So what happened was I didn't know what was wrong, but I actually, and I'm not kidding, I started to go insane because of the pain days later. Because now
because you just think that there's pain, but you don't know what's inappropriate pain.
I had no idea. So on day
Did they give you painkillers? Or were you on
mean,
Advil at this point?
I was on Advil.
Oh my God,
So
no.
I started, and I'm being serious. It would be if you were in Guantanamo Bay and someone like did an experiment on you, and so did you, or the Holocaust. Like, okay, I should not compare myself to my people.
No,
who
but
survived the
I
Holocaust.
do call
But
it
I'm
the
talking-
trenches of life, that hospital room.
Imagine two pieces of
Blood
your body
everywhere, yeah.
that aren't supposed to sew together are now
It's
sewn
like they
together.
sewed your lips shut. Let's say that.
That
That's
is the same.
disgusting. Yes,
Lips here,
it is
lips
the
here.
same.
That is what happened. I remember I was in so much pain, and I was telling my mom, like, I couldn't even by the 6th day, I couldn't put sentences together. And I didn't know what was wrong.
Oh, God.
And so I finally was like, this doesn't feel like the first time was better, and that was even worse.
And this is
So
why
when-
women die of heart attacks, because we're like, oh, this
I
could be
walk it
my
off.
period. Yeah.
I never would have gone to the doctor, okay? I wasn't going to go back. My son's circumcision ripped.
infected.
It ripped.
Thank
This is
God
all-
for that.
Yeah,
He knew.
My son's
I'm
genitals
gonna
were
save
tied to
mom's
mine.
genitals, yeah.
So his incision started ripping, which made me take him back to the OBGYN, because
it's the
OBGYN
same person.
does the circumcision unless you had a moil, which I didn't. So, you know about moils.
I do, and I was going to say that it's very important to choose your gynecologist and know their circumcision work.
Right.
Which I didn't know. So.
Yes,
Sorry to my son.
So true.
Yeah, that's the most important part.
It's very
their
important.
penis.
Their penis.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah,
So
having an attractive. Anyways.
yes. So I thought
Yes.
so he started bleeding.
Yeah.
His penis started bleeding, which motivated me to say I need to come in today. So because I take my son in, I say to her, I go, so I am in so much pain. I don't know if it's normal. And she goes, oh, you're fine. And I went,
Oh, no.
you know, I think I think something's wrong. And she goes,
Yeah.
okay, well, let me just look, right? Because she'll put me at peace.
Yeah.
And she takes a look and she goes, and she gets gets out scissors and she goes, all good. And we didn't speak about it again. I'm talking the pain when it was instant bliss, as if it had never even happened.
She probably was like, oh shit.
She was like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to say anything. This
Yeah.
could be a major
It's
lawsuit.
huge.
Oh yeah.
Huge.
Because it was.
Imagine if you had not insisted.
Imagine if my son's penis hadn't. And by the way, he was fine. I actually think it was divine intervention.
I do too.
And totally.
He's like, mommy's not. I need mommy to make it.
right.
This is my survival
That's
now.
right.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to write a joke about it.
Yeah.
Okay, because like now I'm like,
Of course.
after you heal,
Yes.
and you get your mind, I was
Right?
like,
Tragedy plus time. Yeah.
vagina blow up joke
Yes.
would be great,
Yes.
right?
And I'm sure it is.
So it's one of my best.
Yeah.
However, I was new to comedy, right? And,
Right.
and so I wrote it, and I remember I send everything to my
Yeah.
husband. I'm like, take a look. What do you think? And he was like,
Can he handle those jokes though? My husband wouldn't be able to handle
Oh,
that
yeah,
material.
yeah. He
I would
goes,
go with to my female.
no.
comedians.
He went, I just don't think this is tragic. And I was like, we can make this funny. And he was like, can we? And I was like,
Yeah,
we
of
can.
course.
And he really is the one who made that joke better by
Wow.
adding things like the Jenga of my genitalia.
Yes.
He was really, he's a
wordplay.
wordsmith. And
So was my husband. Some of my best punchlines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in. So
Isn't that great?
I'm going to give him the credit on this joke.
Right.
Because
No, but
I
you know
wrote,
what my husband says? Take the credit.
So I know. See how
Get
good they are?
practice.
I know.
Taking because you know what? Ali Wong takes the credit for all the jokes that people.
Sure.
Ellen DeGeneres, she doesn't write all her jokes. Like
No.
they're brilliant people, but you just do
Right.
it.
He really
Yeah.
helped me. And early on, I
Yeah.
feel like that was. And so I went to an open mic.
Yeah.
And it was,
It's like a bunch of dudes that will never have kids.
here's what's interesting.
Or were there women there?
So this was a packed open mic. It doesn't exist anymore.
Where was it?
In Culver City.
Okay.
In like a coffee shop.
Oh, I know. Was it all female, Mike?
No.
Oh, okay. There was one that's not there anymore in Culver City. Yeah. Okay.
And it was like a hot mic, right?
Yeah.
And I got signed up and got to go, and it was 3 minutes, and this joke is exactly 3 minutes.
Nice.
And now I'm new to comedy.
Yeah.
It's a new joke.
So how new? Like
I'm
within the year, within a month, like a week?
within this being maybe my second or third time
Wow.
ever doing stand-up.
Oh, wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Now, and this joke, here's the deal.
Yeah.
I am from the theater background.
Right.
I'm memorized and rehearsed.
Of course.
So it doesn't look like I'm making it up, right?
Right.
But I'm not good enough yet at all.
To play it off like just it's happening in the moment.
I'm not good enough to perform this level of a joke.
Right.
It was.
Well, and you were doing it, to be fair, so just so people know, when you're doing a joke like that for a first time, unless you just have years and years of experience and this is what you know your voice really well, I think that a lot of people would work on it for a while and figure out.
And this is how you work on it. You're supposed to go to these open mics, and this is exactly where you're supposed to figure it out and fall on your face.
Yes, yeah.
So there were 2 girls who were very involved with this open mic and popular and whatever. And they were sitting in the front row, and I knew nobody, right? And I'm much older than everybody.
Was your husband there?
No.
Okay.
With my children.
Right. Oh, that's right. He's your babysitter.
Yeah.
I have a whole joke how much I hate people when they call the dad the babysitter.
Right.
The babysitter actually does something.
Yeah.
That's like, I love it.
That's really good. So, and by the way, I know who one of these girls is to this day.
Oh.
And she's doing well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But anyways, they're sitting in the front row.
Yeah.
And here I am. This is one of my second or third times ever doing, and I do this vagina joke.
Yeah.
And I'm a good 15 years older than them.
Right.
Right.
Which messes with your head, but who fucking cares? Yeah.
And I see this girl as I start talking about this, my vagina joke.
Yeah.
I see her take her hand and like put it on the other girl's leg, like they're making fun of me. Like, can you believe this
and you have
old
to
lady?
see this.
And this is within
like that she's
30
horrified
seconds.
that she doesn't want to hear this story, or that
my
it's so
take
bad,
is that I am awful and I'm a mom and they're all 20,
right?
And I'm a loser,
yeah,
and I'm not good at it,
yeah.
And I'm talking about my vagina,
right,
and a baby,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right. When you're taking all these risks and it's not paying off,
and it's this, and the fact that a woman was turning on me.
But don't they?
It was so
I don't know.
damn.
I'm better around guys than I am girls.
It was
like
so.
like that.
I'll never forget.
Yeah.
To the point of where if I see her today, like I don't even know what I would do.
That started to happen. Did you ever figure out what it actually? You were pretty sure. But you never, like, it ended, and you still, the takeaway was still like that she was like, oh, to her friend.
Yeah. I've never.
That's brutal. But then you kept working on it.
And it's one of my best
jokes. It didn't derail you. Yeah.
And I want you to know, here's what's interesting about it.
Yeah.
I never, ever, ever edited that joke. It has remained the same.
Good for you.
I'm just much better at performing
it.
Right. And it kills
So you had faith in it. Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't give it up, but it took a while. I think I needed to grow, just like you said, you need to grow into your voice.
Yes.
Even though it was my voice.
Yes.
I didn't know how the delivery and the confidence.
Right.
What I learned a few years ago, I feel like was the pausing.
But knowing where, because one of the rookie mistakes is going too slow.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's like, what?
Not that you would think you'd want to slow down a vagina joke.
Right.
But
actually, you need to know where the pauses are.
Because the pauses sometimes make things more funny because you let it linger and you react.
My husband is a musician. Are you a musician? So I am not. And I rely heavily on him because he will say, Alyssa, if you pause right before you say that one word, you'll get a laugh. And it works.
It does work.
It's musical. It's a musical medium, which is intimidating.
Background,
so do I.
I can go there.
Yeah.
With beat. I can be very on a certain rhythm.
Got it. Does the physicality play into it a lot, having a dance background? Oh, I want to see your set because I've just seen you host and I want to see your set.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you this competition because they need you. Because if you think about, like, so many of us female comedians are in Los Angeles, but to go to the OC for a contest, it's their first time doing it. Okay. The winner gets stage time and they probably have like a local TV channel that's doing something. I don't know because it said a TV something, but I don't know what it is.
The problem is I'm so dirty.
Oh no, I think they'll love it because their audience is other moms.
Okay, fine.
I think, and they're like the bad mom, the hippie mom, like their whole thing is these different types of moms. I think the dirty mom thing is really big. You know what I mean? Like I think it's like women are hungry for the real stuff and the real stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's an interesting journey.
Yes.
To see, I don't know, like women supporting each other And
yeah.
what you're doing, creating
Yeah.
this is all about support and
Absolutely.
cross help. And
This is, I mean, it's all therapy for me, you know, to get that moment, to have a stimulating conversation with someone that I'm really excited about, or to talk to one of my mom friends about, like, talking to our kids about pot, you know, all that stuff. I think other people must want to know. There's people that might be stuck in the snow with, like, kids screaming. Put on the noise canceling headphones and tune in. You know what I mean? I just have to find them.
We should get into them.
Really quick, so you danced?
Yeah.
Was it
I wasn't good
modern?
at it.
Oh, stop it. Ballet? Like
No. It was like, I mean, I took all the things.
Yeah, here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and then really used it for theater, musical theater.
Great.
And then
Such an important
And then
background.
what I did take seriously was co-ed cheerleading.
Oh,
and I was a flyer, and I did it in high school and in college.
There's your confidence. That takes confidence to be a flyer.
I'm very sharp. I have really good angles, you guys.
Right?
Really
I
good.
love it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I know that there's so much, so come back.
I'll come back.
Okay, all right, cool. Awesome. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.